When I left California back in June 2020, I knew at some point I had an inkling of an idea I would not return without one less grandparent. And that was hard. I had all four I had lived with my entire life, totally very close with. And so my grandfather was actually the one who was a pastor. And that broke my heart because first major loss in my family for me. And I was alone. I remember being stuck in my apartment, nobody to hug me, nobody to love me, and I was miserable. And so I remember just crying on my bed saying, Lord, I need some physical touch. I need a hug. I need high five. I need something. And I distinctly remember just this feeling of like a force, a presence, just hand on the back. I got you. It's going to be okay. But COVID is lonely. COVID is lonely. And being in a new state, being where I don't have a support system, being with church members I don't know, and I'm trying to relate to, but I'm also trying to do my job in helping them. Being an extrovert, I think that was a big thing too. I definitely learned my limitations on my loneliness. For example, I know I cannot go 2.5 days without being around people, or I will lose it. So after learning that, I was like, okay, we gotta go on a hike, we gotta go outside, we gotta go to the market, the grocery store. You don't even have to buy anything. Just walk around, say hi to the grocer, like somebody. And that's when it really went from a ministry battle to a personal battle of how do I live when it feels so alone for the first time. And God bless my members, God bless my support system, because they would call, they would check in, but I've realized the power of just this face-to-face is something hugely connecting that I don't think any other space gives you. So I think that's really been a lot of the journey, is discovering how to deal with and how to wrestle with that loneliness. How to wrestle with, how do you minister with pretty much the only two tools that Paul and all the rest of the apostles had, which is prayer, which is the Holy Spirit. And just trying to live life with that. I'm really happy church is back, but there's so many different things that we're trying to do in a church as well, because church is different. Church is never going to be the same. Church, there's now people that don't come to church because they feel protected, they feel better, they feel restful on Sabbaths. And so it's, how do I meet those people? There's people that feel disconnected because, frankly, haven't been reached out, or they haven't reached out to us. And so there's so many people that you just cannot touch unless you know what's happening. And it's so hard as a pastor realizing that I would like to touch everybody, but there's so many people that, frankly, their numbers are 10 years older than their new numbers in the church directory. And their addresses are different than the addresses I have. And so realizing my limitations there has been hard as we're trying to get people back in the church. And then most of all, I worry about the kids, the youth. We've actually had more kids in youth baptisms than we've had in a while. A lot of them joined baptismal studies on Zoom and were super excited, and so that's been a blessing. But I've also seen ones who have said, I don't want to come back. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's because they've seen a lot of the world in COVID. They've seen how messy it is. They've seen how wrecked it is. They've seen how bipolar it is. And so my heart just feels for them, because it's, how do we introduce to them a church that cares and a church that's relevant to them?